Hey, Dan here, and today I want to talk to you about a little tip I heard from one of my mentors, Mike Hobbs, as always, from when I was going through my training webinar today, and he brought up some good points and about how our mind works a little bit, and he gave me a good tip and a good value tip, and it may not be one I use for me personally in this way, but it can be applied in a lot of areas of your life, and I'm going to be trying it myself to help see how this works, because I'm like, after you hear what it's about, you'll see where I'm hopefully coming from and why I want to try this and bring this tip to you. But he said that a lot of times when we're like, say, like wanting to lose weight or get in better shape or something like that, a lot of times we say, oh, I want to lose weight, or I want to, lose that, or, something to that effect. But the point he was bringing out is a lot of times our brain works that when we lose something, our subconscious goes to work and tries to find it and find where we lost what we are, you know, what we're losing or what we lost. And so therefore it works and works hard. So I think some of that comes back into part of patterns and part of history and part of heredity and part of just how we trained our brain over time, like we feel like we need something or desire something, or that we have to have um, that coffee latte or that donut or Mountain Dew in my respect. I've talked about this before. But this is in a different way of how to look at going and losing the weight rather than say I want to lose the weight, say I'm releasing it. So that way, in a sense, it's something that doesn't have to be found. And I'm going to go one step further in thinking about this and putting it in a perspective for me. Instead of just saying I'm releasing it, I also want to replace that release with something else that's going to fill up that area of what I released. So that way, I don't fall back into maybe wanting to go look and find um, what I'm releasing, because sometimes when we release something, we come back later and say, oh, well, did I really want to let that go? Or did I really want to, release it? Well, sometimes we come back and say, oh, no, but then, um, we try to get it back sometimes. So I'm going to go one step further and say, replace it with something that's going to fill that spot where what you just released. In this case, you want to release your weight, so you want to replace it with the intent of eating healthier, or with going and working out, or cutting out, sodas and snacks and things like that. So you're replacing what you're releasing, so that way you're still filling that need, that void, but you're not actively searching for it either. And that way, to me, that gives you a better chance, I think, of surviving and achieving what you want to achieve. But I don't know. I've not really tried this in the truest sense. I may have done it, in other things and haphazardly or something like that. So for me, there are some things I think I'd like to release in my life and get them out of my life. But now it's going to be finding that optimum thing to replace that, so that way I don't go back and say, oh, well, I released it, but now I want it back. Just like, so that way I'm not in my brain actively trying to find it again, even though I released it. Um, and it may be just a play on words, or just how I'm perceiving it on my own mind. But I think it's another way of looking at it, that sometimes a lot of things, when we say we want to lose weight, or we want to do this, or we don't find that active thing that can replace it or take over for it to help fill what it was filling in the first place. So I hope you got a nice value tip out of this. And if you'd like to know more about what I'm about, as always, just click the link below. And I hope to see you on the inside. Thanks.